And until you get justice for Shaquanda Cotton, until you get justice for Brandon McCullum and Miss Jackie McCullum, who is his mother, the mother of her only son, who was drugged to death beneath a truck, and the Paris newspaper has purported that these were friends, and your DA, Gary Young, said there's no way this could be a hate crime. Well, I tell you what, it might not be a hate crime, but it sure was a hateful crime.
Travis Smith, I'm the Paris ISD athletic director, and I realize that there's some issues that I can't address in my position. But ma'am, I'm going to tell you this. The day your son died, my youth group, the group that we're in, we prayed for your family. And there might be some issues, and I don't want to get into that, but there's some white families that sorrow for you too. Because it's not just a black and white issue, but that's a young man that died. And we still pray for you. And we hope things come out right for you.
Amen. I am a very 53-year-old proud citizen of Paris, Texas. And that's basically what I want to say. Yes, Paris has problems, so does any other town. And my thing is about the outsiders, what are you doing in the other towns where you're from? Because Paris is not the only town in this world that has problems. I'm sure you outsiders have plenty of problems in your town, especially in Arlington and Dallas and other areas. So I am very emotional because I'm very proud of my town. And yes, we have problems. We don't sit back and let white people run over us in this town. We have been trying to solve problems in Paris. And I'm emotional because I'm proud of this, damn proud of this whole town.
We put pressure on them so much that they had to change their juvenile system. So y'all tell Miss Preston that if she would have stayed here, then she could understand what a small amount of people can do. Do you know anybody else that has ever caused Paris $38 million of economic development? We changed the whole juvenile system. Shaquanda Cotton is out right now. They can no longer choke our young men down in the street.
Like at the first beginning of this, my son Brandon McCullum, he was dragged and killed here. And you know, I truly feel that if the Black Panther Party and also Miss Brenda Cherry's organization, also the news media and everyone else, if they hadn't got involved in it, I truly feel that they would have swept this under the rug. Okay, they made, when they did the thing in the paper, several lies was put out in the paper. For one, they said he was hit and run by a gravel truck, which that wasn't true. Then they, you know, they're not really trying to look at it as a hate crime, but, you know, to me, any crime that is done the way my son was done, I think race played a little part in it, you know. And the reason why I say that, because they took him out of his surrounding, living areas where he knew people. They took him way out there in the country where he didn't know nobody. And it was mostly white people that was out there. I'm not prejudiced by no means. I have worked in Paris, Texas for over 10 years off and on in certain nursing homes and stuff. And I dealt with a lot working in the nursing homes. And
we have another issue, Paris, that'll help our racial problems. Why is it that you know people selling drugs, dealing alcohol, right around the Conference Fair Park, and you won't turn them in? You're kin to them and they're giving you money, you won't turn them in. They need to go.
Now, it ought to be apparent that people are stepping forward to try to communicate with each other. You know, as you have these meetings, we all get together and we sit around the table and we talk to each other until everybody opens their minds up and agree to disagree and then listen to each other. We'll never get anywhere. And we can sit here and point fingers all day long, but it's not going to get us anywhere. We can blame somebody for being racist, or because they're white, or because they're black, or because they're Hispanic, but until you choose to open your mind up and appreciate what somebody else agrees or disagrees with, we're not going to get where we need to be.
For me, and you know, a lot of people have their opinions, but when I take my 5-year-old son up to the courthouse and he says, "Daddy, what's that?" The history that I'm going to tell him is that those people fought to keep me a slave. I mean, that's my perspective. They fought to keep me a slave. And the fact that that's the only thing out there, that bothers me. And it bothers my family that there's a large Confederate soldier outside of the courthouse. And for me personally, I don't see the difference between the Confederate soldier and the Nazi soldier. And we have Vietnam veterans in here, and you don't see any statues around the Viet Cong or the Japanese. There's no statues of Hitler, and you don't see people plastering swastikas in the back of their trucks like you do the Confederate flag. And that's just from my eyes, what I see when I walk up. That's pretty much what I see.
Okay, I promise this is my last one. What I want to cover is